some basics of gardening, and how you can like inspire us to just get started, even if somebody's living in an apartment, for example, where they don't have much space. And I would like us to kind of dwell on like mental health at this time, on how like gardening can improve your mental health. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Especially, yeah, especially for moms who are at home and sometimes they just don't feel motivated to do anything but, maybe planting something.
it's good for
Can,
the children as well. It's good for some. It's hard to find something that adults and children both enjoy while they're
mm-hmm,
doing it. Usually,
mm-hmm,
somebody's sacrificing something the adult doesn't enjoy what the child enjoys, and
mm-hmm,
vice versa. So, I think gardening on a whole is good for adults and children to enjoy together.
mm-hmm. Absolutely. So yeah, can you tell us how, obviously this is not a podcast. This is just a conversation we're having just to kill a few minutes. And then for you to also get used to the features, and yeah, and get used to TikTok live basically.
Yeah.
But you're doing great. You look
I'm
amazing, by
such
the
a,
way.
I'm just an amateur and I'm not terrible with technology. I like being in the garden.
I know, but a lot of people have questions and, they're stuck, they're feeling stuck. And your voice is needed, and you're very, very talented. When I look at your profile, I'm like, yes, this is how I want to be, gardening and all that. And you make gardening look very fashionable as well.
I just don't really like stereotypes. Ned, come here. I don't like stereotypes, and I think it's always good to like break them. I work in like the hair and beauty industry, the hair industry. So like when I was training, it was sort of part of the job was my appearance and what we look like and how our appearance came across. And I think that's just part of my personality. So to bring across like my personality into it and to prove that you don't have to look or be a certain way to garden. Like it's as simple as that.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's therapeutic, isn't it? Like
Yeah,
just getting into the soil, feeling the soil,
yeah.
and getting something from a seed to something that you can actually eat, right? It's very powerful and empowering, right?
It's really satisfying. Yeah, totally. It's something that it's within your control. When things feel really out of control, you're in control of this little seed's world, and you create that environment. And then when it flourishes, you feel it in your chest, like you've done that and you've made that, and then you reap the rewards from that. And I think subconsciously that skill transfers onto your mental health, definitely.
Wow, I like that. I really like that. So what is the simplest thing for us to grow, especially for a mom like myself, who have children, very busy,
Yeah.
but would like to get started, like literally the basics.
The as in what seed would I recommend?
Yeah,
Or
what seed you would recommend? And also, if you don't have land, right? You don't have land, you don't have a patio where you can grow, you're just living in an apartment. Yeah, what advice would you give me?
I would give you the advice of buying big containers or big pots or grow bags and growing in that, because I grow things in bags and pots even though I've got an allotment.
Mm-hmm.
Something you I mean, a lot of growers will grow that way to prevent disease or root rot or whatever it may be. So you can find yourself growing an abundance or still a healthy crop in a pot or a bag. That doesn't mean that you're not gardening properly.
Mm-hmm.
Radishes are the one that I recommend everybody. I mean, there's such a fast turnaround from planting the seed to picking a radish could be like 35 days, 40 days,
Wow.
which is
Wow.
amazing. And you can pick it out and eat it and put it in your salad, and they're really good. They're fun little shapes for kids to pick out, and you can see them like growing out of the soil. So when you can see it growing, you get, I think the excitement builds, whereas a lot of people lose interest in gardening because things can be really slow and they feel like they're not getting anywhere. But if you start with the right seeds that give you a quick turnaround, like lettuce, radish, courgettes, things like that, you feel more energized with it because you think, oh, that was quick. Like, what else can I grow and pick? And then you sort of just learn patience.
Yeah.
And then you sort of think, well, don't really mind if carrots take 9 months to grow, because it felt really good growing that radish that was only a month or so. So you as you grow different things,
Mm-hmm.
you learn it yourself. When we had our first phone call, I said to you, it doesn't matter what you get off the internet or books, you need to just do it yourself. You need to, everybody's flat or environment or wherever they are will be different. So the temperature, how much light, if you haven't got the window space or the windowsills, you can buy racking, put it by a window. You can buy light bulbs. I've still used light bulbs for setups because you need to create the right environment for that seed to grow. You can't just plant the seed and hope it will grow. You've got to make the environment right. So there's lots of ways. A lot of people grow indoors. I think people underestimate how much people grow and garden indoors. People have kitchen gardens where they're growing lettuce and spinach and mustard and radishes and beetroots. Because they're only little,
Mm-hmm.
you can grow them in a trough, and you're picking fresh food out of your own
Wow.
kitchen.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, is it like cost effective or is it quite pricey to do it?
It all depends on you, your budget, how you want to do it. I mean, I talk and show a lot on Instagram of like recycling things, so you don't have to buy pots. You can grow things in buckets. You can buy a bucket from B&Q for £1, whereas a shop might be trying to charge you £3 for a pot that's for gardening. So you just got to think outside the box and use things and make sure there's drainage, and you can make your own soil. You haven't got to buy soil. You can compost food and any organic material, grass cuttings, leaves, sticks. You let it rot down. So there are ways of but if your budget allows, you can go out and buy all the compost and the fertilizer, but you can make your own fertilizer with stinging nettles if you brew it with water. The same as banana skins. If you leave that with water, that's a fertilizer. But you could still go out and buy tomato food or whatever it might be, or you can go and buy chicken pellets. But it's always worth approaching farms or people that you know with chickens to see if you can help the waste. Like, it all depends on you, on how much you want to spend, how much you want to budget, and how you want to approach it, really.
Wow. But to me, it sounds like a totally different world, when you're telling me about going to.
It's a lifestyle, though. It is. You have to think ahead. Once you get into it, you have to think of you're always 3 steps ahead, because you're thinking, well, if that takes that amount of time, I need to do it now. And then, well, that's going to run out at that time, so then I need to sow again at that time to try and keep everything going. So yeah, it's not really a full-time job, because this is what I want. This is what I want for myself and my family. It's a bit more than a hobby now. But I just really enjoy it, and I started out with vegetables, and I'm very much now learning how to grow flowers, because there are a lot of hardy flowers that they're prone to drought, so you don't have to water them all the time, and they're good at not getting disease, like your sunflowers and your cosmos and nasturtiums. They're brilliant flowers, and they attract the bees and the pollinators, and you hardly have to do anything to them. Whereas there are some flowers, like dahlias, for example, that are like really tricky, really hard to grow. They're quite specialist. And then I think people get put off wanting to grow flowers because there are and roses, for example, they're notorious. They're really expensive, so if they die, it can be quite disheartening. Whereas if you're growing sunflowers, they just get so big and
Yeah.
beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
The bees love them. It's such a lovely sight, and you can pick them, you can gift them,
Mm-hmm.
you can keep the heads. Then you can eat them. You can
Mm-hmm.
roast sunflower
Mm-hmm.
heads and eat them, or
Mm-hmm.
save the seeds, feed the birds, save the seeds, and plant again, and they just regenerate themselves. So
Amazing.
that's another way of not spending loads of money, saving your own seeds.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you're out and about, if you see seed heads on the floor,
Mm-hmm.
whatever it might be, it's still a free seed of something you can grow.
Mm-hmm. There's been a recent like rise of people wanting to eat organic food.
Yeah.
So how can you grow your own organic food without having to use too much of, the artificial stuff that they
It
give us?
is harder, but obviously people always say, what is organic? Organic is basically growing food without spraying any kind of chemical on it. No pesticides, no. So you do have to think outside the box. You do have to be on it with your pest control. But there are loads of different remedies, and you just have to try. You just have to try them. Things like cinnamon powder, if you sprinkle that on top of your compost, when you've got seedlings, that should stop any sort of pest laying eggs in it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas people would like spray stuff on it to stop that or whatever. You can don't overwater. If you're
Yeah.
growing inside, it is so easy to like overwater things and kill things with too much love, but overwatering creates damp, which can create fungus. It's common, it's knowledge. You just got to be sensible with it and just don't let there be too much moisture, because that's where rot and nastiness can come into it. But mulch is a good one. If you use straw and mulch, that can keep slugs and stuff away. But yeah, it's trial and error, a lot of it. Things that are like really high scented. So when we plant outside, if you use things like chives and onions around things, pests don't like the smell of those, so that keeps them away from the crop that's
Nice.
inside.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just learning those sort of things, and you pair things or companion plant. So that plant will deter some off that, and then that plant will help that plant. And nature's amazing. There's so many plants that help each other deter pests. Marigolds are really good if you have them by tomato plants. The smell of them deter aphids from tomato plants. So it's just finding out. Nature's got it all there. It's just using it. Fly traps.
For, oh yeah, somebody has mentioned that as well.
Yeah, you can get little sticky, double-sided sticky little markers that you can put in pots or buy pots, and that should just there's lots of ways that you can do it without using chemicals. You don't need chemicals for stuff. It just takes a little bit more hard work.
Yeah. Um, for someone like myself who have children, what's the best way to help them get into gardening and be interested in gardening?
I think introducing the bee aspect. I think a lot of kids like bees because they're cute and fuzzy and fluffy, and I think using that and making children realise how important the bees are and what we can do to help them is grow more food and grow more flowers. I think children have a natural instinct to want to help animals and nature, and I think if you can nurture that,
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna think, what else can I grow? What do bees really like? What can I grow? And then realizing that they're helping the bees, but they're getting something out of that as well. If
Mm-hmm.
one, it's that teaching of, I suppose, good karma in a way. What you put out, you will get back. So if you're growing something to help the bees, you're getting something back out of that. Do you know, it's like a
Yeah.
full circle thing. So I think
Yeah.
using pollinators and insects, as well as eating healthy, that is a
Mm-hmm.
good option. But I don't think children are as interested when they hear the word healthy.
Yeah. Yeah, not so interested, but you'll be surprised. Some of them are getting interested. So it's
Yeah,
amazing what's going on. I
yeah,
think I think with the rise of frequency that's going on around the world, and uh raising consciousness as well, the children are catching on as well, and they're starting now to realize, wow, we don't have to eat junk food all the time. we need to start eating healthy. So it's an amazing time to be alive. And this is why, for me, it's very, very important that I get people like you who seems to know what they're doing when it comes to gardening and things like that, and having conversation with you guys, and for you to teach us. For me, it's so important that we get to learn these skills, because what will happen when the world become very, very chaotic, which is already starting to happen, is people are going to start going inside. And when you go inside, what the hell are you going to do? Like, what are you going to do,
Last year, I remember last year, the UK went mental because there was a shortage of cucumbers and tomatoes because they wasn't getting imported. That would never be an issue if you grew your own.
Exactly. Yeah. And also, like, during wartime, right? There was not enough food, and people had to grow. A lot of people knew how to grow food.
Yeah, do you know what they were called? They were called victory gardens.
Victory gardens, exactly. And there was a big campaign about it, and the government really made sure that there was that campaign to show people how to grow food and educate them.
Now it really feels like the opposite. So
it's the opposite.
When I have my allotment, obviously it's through my local council, and I get given a policy. The policy is a joke, like the rules that they want you to follow, the amount of money that you have to pay. They've just changed it now. Whereas if you want an allotment, you have to pay an £100 refundable deposit plus your annual fee, which mine is £72 a year. So you have to pay that up front, which a lot of people haven't got that kind of money when they're in a position where they want to grow their own food.
Exactly.
So they want to stop people having allotments. And then last September I started a petition. I think it's at about 80,000 signatures now, because the councils, an MP gave all councils permission, if they needed funds, to sell allotment land without any sort of
consultation.
Yeah, nothing. They was just given permission. If they needed money, they can sell the land. So they're not encouraging people to grow.
Yeah, and for me, like, whatever they're not encouraging people, that's why I want to go. You know what I mean? I'm like, why do you want to stop people?
They want people ill, and they
exactly. And when COVID happened, we saw what happened. Like, the gyms closed. But the KFCs were left open, and the McDonald's, So what's happening is very, very clear, right? These multinationals.
You go into the rabbit holes, and the information is there for people.
Oh, exactly. Like, right now, anybody who doesn't know what's going on, they just wish not to know what's going on. So I'm like, okay, you just stay there and stay away from me, right? Because I'm on the go. You know what I mean? I know what I'm doing. I know where I want to go. I know I need freedom, right? And if for you're in your comfort zone, that's okay. Stay in your comfort zone. I'm not gonna beg anybody else to, like, come follow me. This is what's going on or whatever. The information is out there. And if you don't want to be free, no one is gonna force you. You then stay how you want to be, right?
Yeah. It is a bit ignorant though when you're eating food that you don't know what's in it. I just feel it's really ignorant. How can you
exactly
don't know what's in it? People have no idea what's going on. Like, it was a couple of months ago, things with bread, for example. I know I grow a lot of stuff, but I make my own bread as well because of things that they're adding into the bread.
Oh my God, the bread is poisonous. I'm not even kidding you. Like, the things they put on bread are literally, is like, they're on a mission to keep people overweight, bloated, and having all kind of complications. Because the ingredients are ridiculous. That's why it's the cheapest thing to buy. So we see what's going on anyway. As long as we can see it, then we have to then find a way of making life better for ourselves.
I feel like I've taken a different approach. Rather than preaching at people don't like to feel stupid or that they haven't found something out on their own. Like, so I'd rather inspire people by gardening in a fun way and showing how much I enjoy it and what I get out of it, and look what you can do. I'm a
Absolutely.
mom and
I
I
love
still
it.
work. This is what I'm choosing to do.
Mm-hmm.
So then they get into it that way, and then realise. Then we have the conversation about, doesn't that taste better? And
Yeah, exactly.
one thing that really bothers me with the whole veg thing is there's just no nutrients and vitamins in these supermarket vegetables, and a lot of it gets donated to like soup kitchens and homeless places, and that'll be their only meal maybe that day, and there's no goodness in it. There's just no goodness in it because of how they're being grown. They just don't care how they grow stuff. They're just growing it, force growing it. I mean, they're making fake meat now. Like, the world's gone crazy. Like, you can't make money off your allotment either. The council stopped that. So I could have a massive abundance of stuff, but I wouldn't be able to do anything with that apart from give it away or store it or whatever, which I do anyway.
Yeah.
It's just that control again. If you have chickens, you have to register them. Like, do you have to register your dog with the council? No, but because it's food, you have to register chickens. Like, it's unbelievable.
Wow. You've done well. So can you tell me a little bit of what inspired you to do what you do, or when that started? Did you start that when you were younger, or did your parents?
No, like I say, I knew I wanted to go into hairdressing. That's always been me. I got a job at 15 for work experience with school, so I've always done that. And then had my first child at 24, and then I had another one 16 months later, so that was quite intense. And then just as they was both starting school, COVID and lockdown hit, so I had to dive into homeschooling with a 4 and 5 year old. One had just started reception, the other one started year 1. And obviously me being worried about my mental health in that situation as well, thinking what can we do for everybody that's going to benefit us. And it was that. So we started growing things, loved it. The weather that year was like unbelievable. So we had like loads of tomatoes, loads of everything. It was brilliant. And then
Did you grow at home or in
at
a
home.
allotment? Oh, cool. Amazing.
I didn't have the allotment then. I've only had the allotment 2 years. So from then, and then the year after, I'm thinking, right, I want to get growing again this year. Let's get growing. How good it made me feel. And then it just progressed, and I'm like, I haven't got enough room here to do what I really want to do. And how much it has helped my mental health. I need a bigger garden. I need to skip around doing it against all my flowers, and that's just where that happened. And luckily it only took me 8 months to get my allotment. A lot of people wait a long time. So I'd always urge people, just put your name down, even if you're not sure. By the time it comes around, you will be sure and you will be ready. Like, they're few and far between. They're hard to get. So I was really lucky, and then like I say, I've turned it around in a couple of years, and I just keep wanting to grow like more and more. I'd love to extend it, but the people behind me want their allotment. So
so it is 2 years only for you to.
I've had the allotment.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So
lockdown.
How long do you have to have it until you pass it on to the next person?
Until I give it up or they chuck me off. So you pay a yearly fee, and then you're covered then for the year, and then it'll come around, and then if I don't pay my fee, they'll take it off me, or if I'm doing anything there that's against their policy, or if they think I'm making money off it, or they can terminate it and take it off.
Wow.
So yeah, it's still never really mine, but it is mine. It's mine, and what I want to go.
Yeah, but can you hold like workshops there or not?
Yeah.
You can hold workshops there. Okay. Perfect. So maybe we
know. I just have to let them know, because
all right, perfect. I can I can then do that with you through Diaspora Daughters podcast, and then we can come and do like a workshop where you guide us through it. I feel that's the best way to learn, right?
Sorry, Ben's here making me laugh.
That's okay. He's on my side as well. Is he your friend?
Yeah.
Cool. So do you guys like have a gardening community or?
Yeah, definitely. I've found that more on Instagram. The gardening community is big on there. But
Yeah.
it's funny because I got my allotment because I don't do social media. And then I got my allotment and I was about 6 months into renovating it and I'm thinking, oh, I should make a little Instagram page about this, document like the transformation that I've done, not realising how many accounts there are doing it, but it's brilliant. It's like there's so many different ways to garden an allotment, and when you create that community and you can share things or relate to things, or it makes it more light-hearted, I suppose, because
Yeah,
with anything it can still be stressful and
absolutely.
hard, but the reward outweighs that, I would say, definitely.
Absolutely.
I've had my share of catastrophic events with gardening and it still put me off.
Yeah. Can you share a little bit of that? I know obviously this is not like the podcast because I don't want us to like overexhaust our our conversation. But can you just give me like an example of a catastrophic event that happened?
My greenhouse collapsing was the biggest one.
Oh
and
my God.
having to deal with all that broken glass and making sure that there was no glass in the ground still, that was quite painstaking. But again, through the brilliant love of community, somebody has donated me a greenhouse, so I'll be collecting
cool.
in a couple of weeks. So like things like that, it just
How
from
cool is that?
gardening, just
Yeah.
from gardening and
Hi,
having a
Bridget.
hobby that I've shared has made a friend that wants to help me like that.
Yeah,
And
amazing.
I send seeds out to people, they send them back. We do seed swaps, we help each other.
Cool.
That's what it's all about.
Wow, that's so amazing. It's just so amazing that you now have a community that look after each other. It's amazing.
Yeah. Like we're doing a video call now, but I've had video calls in like Tennessee and in America and things because
Oh,
like
cool.
I'm connected with people and they want to like take me around their homestead, and it's the same with me. I'll call somebody when I'm at the allotment and be like, look, I'm planting my onions or whatever it be, or whatever we was talking about, or it just opens the portals to have conversations with different people in different places of the world. That's what I really think about it.
Yeah, because it's gonna
Climates.
yeah, it's gonna open opportunities for you and doors that probably would never have opened if you had not taken yourself out of your comfort zone.
Exactly.
So
Things that I wouldn't know how to grow if it wasn't for Instagram and the people that I follow, or then they've sent me seeds, and it's like, oh, they're my friend's seeds, so they need more then, and it's like, I've really got to look after these and make sure they grow.
yeah, and there's been war against like indigenous seeds, you know that, right? Around the world. So Kenya have had a big problem, and I'm not sure how that's going at the moment in terms of like us trying to hide some of the seeds away from the bad people.
Yeah.
And that's something I'm gonna go and explore what's going on. Although they might not want to let me know what's going on because obviously they don't know if I'm working for the bad people, if that makes sense. So it's very, very interesting that they want to own everything, literally, because when you own seed and you genetically modify them, then what do people have left, because they've tried to control all the lands, and because now they're not able to control all the lands, now they're trying to control the seeds. It's just crazy.
That's why I think a lot of in the community, when people are seed swapping, people like it because they know where that seed has come from. They've even probably seen it in a reel before it was a seed. They've seen that flower, and then a few months later, the creator's giving the seeds away. So you know where them seeds are coming from.
Yeah.
What ground they've been grown in, like you know I just seed swapping communities are the way forward, definitely.
Cool. I didn't even know there was such a community. This is why these kind of podcasts are amazing, because you get to learn so much, and I'm really enjoying the journey of meeting people like yourself.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's amazing, because otherwise we'll never have met, we'll never have known each other.
No.
So this is so cool, and I can't wait to start doing proper workshops, because I feel when I start doing workshops and I'm out in the field, that will give me so much more joy than
Yeah.
just theoretically like learning things online.
Yeah.
It's so different, right? And I just can't wait. So maybe I'll just come in there by myself first,
Yeah.
and then we'll kind of plan it out, and then put an event out.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a paid event, and then whoever feel our vibe, then can join us, and they can come along and learn.
Yeah.
Right? So yeah, so what will happen is probably, Sami, you're probably gonna get this live, and you can post it on your social media. So that's how it works. Yeah, so I'm not sure how it's gonna work, just you being on
It'll probably
Diaspora.
have like an option to save or something like that when it's ended.
Yeah. So if it does, that's great, because that means when we go live next time, and you're able to co-host, then you go the live, you can save, and you can. Do you have a YouTube channel?
I do, yeah, but I don't really utilize that. I think I've
All right,
got
you need to
a handful
start.
of
Yeah.
subscribers.
Yeah, you need to start, because what's going on is that I feel they're kind of trying to limit people from connecting and stuff like that. So the more people you have, the better, because then they won't say, oh, you don't have 1,000 followers, oh, you don't have this. Because Instagram, I used to be able to go live even without 1,000 followers. So I don't know what has changed, but we know what has changed. They just want people more isolated,
Yeah, they've changed a lot of settings on Instagram. How many people you can collab with has changed. How many hashtags you can put on there has changed.
Exactly.
They're just trying to shrink people's voices more.
Yeah, shrinking. Yeah, exactly. And that's why this podcast, especially the Diaspora Daughters, exist. It's more to amplify our voices as diaspora women, because a lot of people have spoken for us, and we too have a voice. It's just that sometimes we feel like our accent isn't good enough, or we don't talk good enough. So we've been silenced for a very long time. So sometimes it's like very frustrating, and I'm like, no, that's not us. Don't talk for us.
Social media must feel like not a good tool for you to use to be able to spread more of your voice when you do feel silenced. I think that is the one good thing with social media, that people can spread their voice and spread their message.
Exactly. It's not like the traditional media, which kind of just want to carry on the same narrative about your people or who you are, as African, and I'm like, no, we are not like that, and we are also human. We're not just existing, if that makes sense. We also have voices that want to be heard. So that's the whole point. I know, when you start finding your life purpose, sometimes you face a lot of challenges. And what I always say is just push through it. You know what I mean? And get to the other side of the challenges. So like today, we came on live, we tried it, and it just wasn't having it. But that's okay, because we know that we'll keep going, and we'll be able to do a proper podcast. And we've had a bit of a chat.
Got to start somewhere with
exactly.
By that first step, it's once it's done, then, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah. So I can't wait to have the proper podcast. Maybe try and do those challenges they want you to do, and then
I might try and do because there is another lady that spoke to about doing lives with. She grows and she's got an allotment, so maybe I could start utilising that, and then I would have clicked off all the requirements then and be ready.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Even if like you're just gonna come live and talk about some plants or whatever topic, just push through it. And at first, obviously, it's uncomfortable, but it's so worth it once you're able then to have your own platform.
Yeah.
Ben says you can also jump on his live as well.
Okay, thank you, Ben. Thank you. That'll help.
Yeah, and me as well. If you're really stuck, just tell me, and then we'll kind of come and do this again. We can just have basic questions.
Yeah, you can't be a noob forever. I can't. I've got to change from amateur status at some point.
Yeah, and own it. You're a pro. You are a pro. You know.
I'm a pro in the garden, but I'm not a pro on my phone. I'm not at all.
Yeah. And you don't have to be, right?
Yeah, no. I'll never be a slave to technology, so I'm happy not knowing what to do.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, I have to go because I have to pick up my girls. And so I'll see you next time. Just keep in touch. Let me know.
Yeah, I'll text you anyway, because I have got some seeds if you want me to send them to you. I've got radish and beetroot. So
cool.
You would be able to grow them in a pot and have them in like
I'm not sure I'm ready yet, but let's do the podcast first.
See, this is the thing. You start speaking to me, I'm going to start just sending you seeds.
I think what we need, are you on WhatsApp?
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to add each other on WhatsApp, and then you can guide me.
Anyway, because I've got your number, so it should just be on there.
All right, perfect. I'll add you, and then maybe you can start a group for exchanging ideas. Or I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be nice.
If you already know any people that do grow or are interested in it, definitely we can start a group chat, and then we can start a seed swap within that.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be a great idea. But the good thing is,
you only need a couple of seeds if you're growing enough for you and your family. So
absolutely,
if you have a pack of seeds and they can share that, and then another person shares that, everybody's growing 5 things rather than 1 thing.
Yeah, and also I think like with the workshops, they would work so well, because we'll come learn in the workshop what to do and everything, and then we'll come back and you will have results, right? And it's so satisfying. It's amazing. So yeah, I can't wait. Where do you okay, I'll talk to you later anyway. I'll talk to you about where you live and stuff. Yeah, perfect, Sami. Any last word?
No, I don't think so. Is anybody even in here? I don't know how you find out if people are here. But thank you for people if you are.
Ben can find out for you.
Thanks, Ben. Yeah, I'm just here to try and inspire people to grow and to show you that it's not difficult. So please follow, and we will learn the lives together, and we'll get better, and we'll show you how easy it is. And we're all learning together. I don't know everything. I still learn. I'm just trying to share what I already know, because I think it's not as hard as people think it is. It just takes a bit of resilience and patience, which everybody could do with learning, so it's not a bad thing.
Absolutely. I can't wait. I'm super excited. I'm so excited. All right. Have a good afternoon, and speak to you soon. All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you. See you later. Bye, Ben.
Bye.
Bye.